The fourth meeting of the Senate Ag Committee together today. Glad to have everybody here today. A big crowd today. There's some of the guests that I'm going to introduce a little bit later on in this, rather than doing it right now when we don't have a real full agenda. So I'm going to hold off in respect for the time for the legislators, for the representatives, and do some of the introductions later on. I'd like for everybody to silence their phones. If you're interested in testifying, remember to sign in on the sign-in sheet in the back of the room, and just general policy for all the committee meetings. We don't have any signs in the committee room. So with that, I have Secretary call the roll.
Senator Carpenter, Senator Caslin, Senator Givens, Senator Howell, Senator Parrott, Senator Thayer,
Here.
Senator Webb, Senator West, Senator Westerfield, Senator Wise, and Chairman Hornback.
Here.
We have a quorum.
We do have a duly constituted quorum. I would like to thank, especially thank all the 4-Hers, and I'm going to make some special introductions later on and let them talk. But it's always a pleasure to have the 4-Hers here with us, the young people that the same way that most of us started. Most of them were in 4-H. Any members have any guests? Senator Thayer.
I don't have any guests specifically, but as a former 4-H horse club kid, it's great to see all these green jackets here. I'd also like to note, Mr. Chairman, there are a lot of House bills on your committee agenda today. Just noticing that House bills are moving with alacrity through the House or in the Senate committee process.
You know, the committees that I've been in so far for the House members here, that's all I've seen heard today by the Senate are House bills. And I do have, like most members, have some House bills that have been over there for quite some time. Anybody else got any? Anybody else got any guests they want to introduce? If not, Representative Callaway with House Bill 271. If you all would come to the table and introduce yourself for the record, and brevity is always a good thing.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Josh Callaway, and House State Representative for District 10.
Keith Rogers, Chief of Staff, Kentucky Department of Agriculture.
We appreciate the opportunity to hear a House bill in a Senate committee, so thank you so much for pointing that out. And I think I'm alone in here just about, maybe have one partner in here with me, but we appreciate the opportunity to hear this. It is a simple piece of legislation. There's some updates that were noted by the Kentucky Department of Agriculture that needed to be done and identified. And so basically, this bill does three particular things. It updates the membership of the Fair Council. So under the current law, one of the council members is supposed to be the Kentucky Colt Racing Association. But that organization doesn't exist anymore, so it's proposing to give a spot on the board to the Kentucky Horse Racing Commission. And so that's one piece of what this does. It also reduces the Agritourism Advisory Council from 26 members to 15 members. Back in 2002, this was put together, and they've had a lot of trouble trying to get a quorum because of the 26-member board that is there. So it's proposing to reduce its membership to 15 with a quorum of 8 so that they can continue to move this forward. And then the last thing that it primarily does is it kind of, with the Office of State Veterinarian, it tells us, or we have under current law, because of some laws that were made by the General Assembly back a few years ago, under some of their guidance is grain laws, and we know that they do not specifically deal with grain laws. Primarily, they oversee animal and animal health. And so what we're proposing is to go ahead and define that and make sure that that update is made and a definition is made for that. If there are any questions, be glad to entertain any questions anybody has.
Got a motion on the bill. Do I have a second? Any questions from any members? If not, Secretary, call the roll.
Senator Carpenter, Senator Caslin, Senator Givens, Senator Howe, Senator Parrott, Senator Thayer, Senator.
Mr. Chairman, I'd like to
Yes.
vote yes.
Sen-
Representative Callaway, it's good to see you trying to help the horse industry
Thank you.
and giving it a voice on this council. I
Thank
look
you.
forward to working with you on further equine industry issues in the future.
Feel honored to do this. Thanks, sir.
Senator Webb, Senator West, Senator Westerfield, Senator Wise, and Chairman Hornback.
Aye.
Passes.
Motion passes. Do I have a motion for consent?
Motion.
A motion for consent, second. All in favor of consent, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, like sign. And motion passes. Representative Callaway, congratulations.
Thank you,
Your
sir.
bill's going to move on consent. Thank you for being here.
Thank
Well, it's on consent. We'll see when it moves.
Oh. So, Leader Thayer said it's on consent, not any guarantees it's going to move quickly. House Bill 451, Representative Pfister.
He's over here.
Thank you for being here today, and if you and your guests would introduce yourself for the record, you may proceed after that.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Dan Pfister, State Representative from the 56th District.
Dana Feldman, Executive Director, Office of Consumer and Environmental Protection for KDA.
Jason Glass, the Division Director of Division of Regulation and Inspection with the KDA.
Thank you all for being here.
Thank you.
Representative, you may proceed. All right, Jason.
Alrighty. Well, as you all know, this bill comes on the heels of about 2 years' worth of work to update the statutes and regulations for motor fuel being sold in the Commonwealth. This bill will modify some outdated definitions. Some of those have been in there since 1994, so it's time to update some of those. It also corrects the name of ASTM International throughout the sections. The bill also makes some technical changes and specifications, one of those being from a provisional standard to what is now the definitive standard for biodiesel. We also did propose to increase the fee in the bill to $75 in 2023 and to $100 in 2024, noting that that bill was instituted in 1994 when the original bill was enacted.
Thank you. Members have any questions? I think we've got a committee amendment. Is that correct?
That is correct. That committee amendment does change the PS 121-99 to, which is a biodiesel blend standard, to the new D6751. And what that was is it changes from a provisional standard to the fixed standard as that standard moves throughout its life cycle. So it's now a fixed standard and will not change again.
And it's in line with the federal standards.
That is-
Correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you.
Motion
Do you have a motion?
amendment.
Do you have a second on the amendment? All in favor of the amendment signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, like sign. Motion carries. Your amendment's accepted. Any members got any questions on the bill as amended? Got to have a motion on House Bill 451 as amended?
Motion on the bill as amended.
Got a motion on the bill as amended. Let's have a second. Second. Secretary, call the roll.
Senator Carpenter, Senator Caslin, Senator Givens, Senator Howe, Senator Parrott, Senator Thayer, Senator Webb, Senator West, Senator Westerfield, Senator Wise, and Chairman Hornback.
Aye.
Passes.
Your motion passes. You have a motion of consent? One on consent. A motion for consent and a second. All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, like sign, and your motion for consent passes. Representative Pfister, thank you for bringing this to us. It's a much-needed improvement and upgrade on what some of our fuel standards are, so thank you very much.
Thank you, sir, and thank you to the committee as well.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Our next bill is House Committee Resolution, Representative Gordon, you would come forward with a very good concurrent resolution. Thank you. You would introduce yourself and your guest for the record.
Yes, my name is Representative Deanna Frazier Gordon. I represent District 81 in Madison County.
My name is Joe Bilby, General Counsel for the Kentucky Department of Agriculture.
And you may proceed.
Thank you, Chairman and members of the committee. This resolution simply highlights the Kentucky Department of Agriculture's Farm to School program. So this has been tremendously successful in Madison County, and we are encouraging other school districts to adopt this model. So what the program does is it connects local farmers and small businesses with school nutrition staff to get Kentucky foods into the Kentucky school systems. Buying local enables schools to serve fresh, nutritious meals and also supports local farmers and Kentucky's economy.
I'll add only, sir, that in many counties, the school district is the single largest consumer of food products. And some counties have really taken the bull by the horns to get as much locally sourced produce as possible. Madison County in particular has been a leader in that. It does take extra work to go beyond your ordinary vendor supply chains, many of which rely on interstate supply chains. But in this time in particular, when ag sector and other sectors across the country are struggling with supply chains, it makes even more sense than ever to rely on locally sourced food inputs. And so we fully support this resolution and hope that other counties will take note and try to follow the lead of the good work that's happening in Madison County.
We've got a motion and a second on the concurrent resolution, but I'd like to make a comment first because my daughter, with her orchard, she sells tons of fruit to the local school system. And while that's not only good for the kids to consume that local fruit that hasn't been stored for quite some time, but the schools are so excited about it because when she started delivering to Jefferson County schools and the amount of apples that they were using, it's more than tripled when they got to using good, fresh apples. So you'll find in fruits and vegetables alike, and like all of us, I mean, the kids notice the difference in when it's fresh. So I think it's more healthy, definitely more healthy, and I appreciate you bringing this to us, highlighting what Madison County schools are doing and what we should be doing more of all the state because the opportunity is there for this. So thank you very much. Senator West.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I have no questions. I just want to thank the sponsor and Department of Ag for the bill. It's a great bill. It's a win-win-win-win-win. One of my counties, Robertson County, does this. They have a farm attached to the school, right behind the school. You know, they got eggs, beef, pork, honey, and it's you would think this would be common sense,
That's
right?
right.
But
That's right.
It's not. Common sense isn't common. So this resolution would push that, and really thank you for bringing the bill.
Well, I appreciate the opportunity to shine a light on
Yeah.
such programs.
Thank you.
Any other comments? If not, Secretary, call the roll.
Senator Carpenter, Senator Caslin, Senator Givens, Senator Howe, Senator Parrott, Senator Thayer, Senator Webb, Senator West, Senator Westerfield, Senator Wise, and Chairman Hornback. Passes.
Your concurrent resolution passes. Appreciate this once again of you all bringing this. Like you say, it does take a little extra effort, but it's very worthwhile to do that. So thank you very much for bringing this concurrent resolution to us.
And as a former 4-H member, I thank you as well.
You're welcome.
Motion for consent.
Motion for consent. To have a second. I got a motion and a second. All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
And it's on consent. Thank you very much. I would like, members, that's the end of the bills that we have, but I am going to have the 4-Hers speak, so I'd like for you to stay. I've got some other guests here to introduce too, but I'd first like to introduce our 4-H group, and I'd like to have them say just a couple of words to us because 4-Hers and those youth groups are our future. So if I would, I'd like to have the four of you all come to the table. You can move one of the chairs up front. And we've got 4-H President Madison Wilmoth from Laurel County. LaRue County, excuse me. LaRue. I looked at it wrong. Madison, if you'd want to give us just a couple words of. Turn your mic on.
Just push the.
Push the button.
I'm really excited to be here with all of you to kind of talk a little bit about my experiences in 4-H and just the importance of the program in general. I started in 4-H as a Clover Bud, attending camp at the age of 5. Although I don't remember much about my first few years in 4-H, I can remember wanting to do everything. After my first time at Clover Bud camp, I was hooked, attending Clover Bud meetings, and I even dragged a few beef cattle around a show ring. When I turned 9, I was so excited to get to fully participate in 4-H. I went to every club meeting in my county. From gardening to sewing to livestock, I tried it all. I love getting to do hands-on projects with other youth in my community. 4-H helped me learn life skills that aren't taught in the classroom. By learning skills like public speaking and teamwork, 4-H helps prepare youth to be successful. My very first 4-H competition was a demonstration on how to make a banana pudding parfait. I was terrified to speak just in front of the judges at my county competition. I can remember physically shaking presenting it for the first time. With practice and presenting a demonstration each year, I became more confident. In the 13 years I've been involved in 4-H, I have been able to find my confidence and voice. 4-H helps youth become the people they want to be. With so many different clubs and content areas, members can explore what they're interested in. By learning how to work with livestock, cure country hams, work with others, and give speeches and demonstrations, I developed my passion for agriculture, leadership, and communication. 4-H has provided me with so many opportunities to learn and grow as a person. As a state team council member and now state officer, I've learned so many valuable skills. 4-H has truly shaped me into the person I am today. The friendships, networking, and experiences available to youth all over Kentucky are so important to ensure the next generation can be successful. Now, I would just like to let the rest of my team introduce themselves and kind of share a little bit about their 4-H story as well.
You may go ahead.
So my name is Emma Browning. I'm from Shelby County, and I'm currently serving as the Kentucky 4-H Vice President. My favorite 4-H project was the Country Ham Project, and it actually allowed for me to discover my love for food science, which is actually my major in college. So 4-H has definitely shaped the whole rest of my life.
Hello, my name is Emily Murphy, and I'm from Mercer County. I'm currently serving as the Kentucky 4-H Secretary, and one of my favorite projects in the 4-H program is communications. It has opened up many new doors for me and has allowed me to develop many skills within the 4-H program.
Hello, my name is Kirsten Dotson, and I'm from Pike County, and I'm the current Kentucky 4-H treasurer. So I would say my favorite project through the 4-H program was definitely poultry judging, which is judging chickens. When I first started the program, I refused to touch the chickens. I didn't want to touch them, didn't want to be around them. But through the support of the 4-H leaders around me, it really pushed me out of my comfort zone, and for me to sit here and tell you that I love judging chickens now.
Well, this is a great time in your all's life, and I know you have a lot of expectations of what you want to do and while you're in as officers this year, and look forward to seeing you throughout the state in the coming years. I know you all do a lot of traveling, do a lot of speaking engagements, and thank you all for your service and for serving 4-H. Senator Caslen.
I want to thank you all for being here today, and you kind of brought up a memory there when you were sharing about a calf dragging you around the arena. One of the very first 4-H projects I did was the 4-H feeder calf program, and a unique story about that, we worked with a local bank, Independence Bank, and they give all of us 4-Hers a loan to buy our calf. And later on in life, whenever I was moving out of the house and buying my first place, that loan counted as having credibility to be able to borrow money in the future. And so what an awesome program that 4-H is, and thank you all for being here to share.
Thank you.
Any other comments from members? Senator Webb.
I just left a group of 4-Hers in my office. It's one of my favorite days of the year. As a former 4-Her, I can attribute speech, showing cows, showing horses, and Congress and camp, and my lifelong friendships from all over this state. So enjoy that and treasure that, and your network will be great, believe me. And I still stay active, equine, livestock, still get to show horses and cattle. So hang in there and keep doing what you're doing, and we appreciate y'all being here.
Senator Howe.
Yeah, just a personal story on that. You were talked about development. My first education on economics came in 4-H through showing calves and learning the finance of it. I learned right quick how difficult it is to make money raising cattle, and I had a newfound appreciation for my father and his fight with cash flow in the cattle business during that time. So.
Thank you. Any other members got any comments? If not, it's an honor to have you all here today, and appreciate all the green jackets that are throughout the annex here today, and hopefully we'll see some of you over at the Capitol, and thank all of you. We have a lot of members sitting over here. Thank all of you all for being here today, and best of luck in your 4-H endeavors. So thank you all. Let's give them a round of applause. I do have some other guests here today. Senator Webb.
Record a vote. I had a bill going through next door, and I would like to record an aye vote on 271, Mr. Chairman.
That'll be duly noted.
Thank you.
Aye. I have a couple of another group here today that I want to introduce, the Agribusiness Industry Network. Most all of you all know that. If you all would like to stand up. They're a group that represents all of agribusiness industries throughout the state, very engaged, very involved, and I appreciate your all's service and what you all do. You all know a lot of them that are on there, and thank you. Any of you all have any comments you want to make?
We appreciate the invite today and the hospitality, and we appreciate your all's good work on ag issues.
Thank you very much, and thank you for being here. One other guest I just happened to notice of mine personally that's in the meeting room today is John Park, who is our deputy judge in Shelby County. John, always a pleasure to see you around and see your smiling face. So thank you for coming up today, John. Anybody else got any other business? If not, then motion to adjourn. Got a motion to adjourn. Second, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Committee's adjourned.